Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. It's a fresh start throughout the league here in Week 1 as these two teams have high hopes for the season ahead. It's the Saints going up against the Vikings.
EA Sports coverage takes us to one of the newest jewels on the NFL landscape, US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line with the New Orleans Saints. First carry for Latavius Murray, and he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Second down, 9 yards to go. Throwing is Cousins. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Demario Davis. Coming on the blitz, he gets him for a loss of 7. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. On play action, Cousins. It's caught by Treadwell. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Last year, New Orleans dead last, number 32 in passing defense. Something that was exploited game after game. You know, though, those guys are tired of hearing about it. Now they just want to fix it.
And you fix it with players playing better. We know that. But also you fix it with scheme. You look at what you have and say, can we play the style that we played in 2016? And you and I both know the New Orleans defensive staff, they like to be aggressive. They like to get after the quarterback, put their guys a lot of man coverage. Maybe we'll play a little more zone in 2017, take some of the pressure off of the back end of the defense.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Play clock winding down. They just do get the play off. Now Cousins. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Red zone opportunity. Now they'll run. Murray. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
defense working with a second and goal now from the 3. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting them a few yards.
Play number 8 here on the opening drive. This is 3rd and goal. They'll run for it. This is Murray. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And Forbath will put this one through, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So they get the ball first here in front of the home crowd under the lights, and they get 3 points out of it.
And there's something about a night game, isn't there? A little extra snap, a little extra crisp in the air. What a terrific way to get things started. A little extra excitement, a little extra dazzle for the home crowd.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. So the D-line's going to spread out. Now the first NFL carry for the Tennessee man, Alvin Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
And Anthony Barr just has it all as far as I'm concerned in terms of physique, athletic ability, and now he's versatile as well. When he came out of UCLA, he played outside linebacker, but also down defensive end. The Vikings can utilize those same sort of skills.
On second down, Kamara. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And this is going to be incomplete.
Trust me, Brandon, I'm not about to try and take your job. I can't do what you do. But that wasn't just 3 and out. That felt like 3 and backwards.
That's exactly what it was. You can have my job whenever you want it. The drive that you're looking for, though, probably going forward. Bad start to the ball game.
Yeah, not the way to get things going.
Escapes the defender. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sheldon Rankins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Clock running, under a minute to go now here in a fast-moving first quarter. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 9 yards on the gain there, so he got half of it back, and it'll be 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Ryan Quigley, fifth-year man from Boston College, in to punt it away. Back deep for the Saints is Ted Ginn. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. He sat there waiting for him and made the play.
Breeze finding Fleener for New Orleans first. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Kamara's got the first down and then some. Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. second down. Cook. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Play action now. Cousins. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Sheldon Rankins with a big-time sack on 3rd down. And it'll be a loss of 7. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here's Ginn. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there, making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And now out comes Minnesota. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going deep for Diggs. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football. We just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
A run, it's Murray. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Play fake. Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
Yeah, and we'll see how determined they are. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Breeze to throw on second down. That's caught. It's Coleman. And down inside the 15 he goes. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. The Saints put up 29 points a game last year, second only to the Falcons, and they're in range to get some points on this drive as well. 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. And he motions the wide receiver. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on 1st. On second down, Ingram. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down, forthcoming.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
And Lutz's kick is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
Fielded about a yard deep. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Second down, Cousins. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Looking deep downfield. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Thomas the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. And they're going to go soft on the corners.
Easy.
Coleman, the man in motion right. Toss play, Kamara. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we reach halftime here at our first Monday Nighter of the season, as we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
On second down, here's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Anthony Barr coming in from his outside linebacker spot. He buries him for a loss of 10 or 11. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. From the gun, it's Breeze. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Try to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down, so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. To throw, Cousins. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. 15 yards through the air on a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Going with a screen for Murray. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. The Vikings on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And Forbath will put this one through. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off that lead.
And now you put the pressure on your defense, who didn't particularly play all that well in the first half. But they're going to need to step it up here and make some plays if these guys are going to have any chance.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you know, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think at any moment I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Slot man moves right. Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Breeze gives it up to Ingram. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Now they'll throw with Breeze. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And now the offense operates in the red zone. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Mark Ingram, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And the lead is up to 18 now. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. He gets away from 1. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And got his man complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. They give him a gain of 38. Fresh set of downs here. A handoff. It's Murray. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40. Second down, 8. Cousins. Left side caught by Diggs. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. To throw is Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Second down now after the incompletion. To the air again, it's Cousins. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Now Cousins. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 37 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. They'll try and run it here. And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for 2 is denied. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Ingram again. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. The Saints on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Shotgun now for Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd-and-1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Halfback sent in motion. Breeze now on 1st down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
And he goes in motion here in the backfield. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll be knocked down sideways. Looks to be right around the 40. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. On 1st down, Breeze. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Linval Joseph breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. On the counter, here's Kamara. And oh, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. After the penalty, it's Ingram. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. They go play action for Ingram. Now Breeze. And that is incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will do the job nicely as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. The Vikings didn't lose their first game last year until October 23rd, but things not looking as rosy here as they try to defend a 1st and 10. Throwing, Cousins, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Cousins now on second down. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
The Vikings on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 15. Cousins now. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Now a desperation throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Marcus Williams, the rookie from Utah. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. And the defense searches for 1 more stop here after the run on 2nd down. On 3rd down, it's Ingram, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag.